Um, Not only that, but I guess I could say one more thing. I didn't want to say this. I kind of wanted to keep that video that I just made because it gave some pretty good information. But I think all of it is repetition, anyways. I've said all this in many places in my Vanity and Pride series. I've made some videos about this offer going on for 4 months, uh, and I'm starting to believe. Let me put it like this. If I tell y'all, because this is what I wanted to instinctively do, uh, that Robert Greene just posted him being having a stroke. I wanted to tell y'all that at first, like he's been pretending to have a stroke for years now. Robert Greene has, yeah. I was living with my mom, I think in 2020 or 2021 when she had a real hurt ankle or a fake hurt ankle. I thought it was a fake hurt ankle, and I lived with her. That was where I got this phone at. Robert Greene was making interviews about having a stroke before that. So if y'all are watching the interview of Robert Greene having a stroke right now, um, he's been pretending to have a stroke for a long time. Um, you know what I'm saying? But the reason I didn't want to come outright and say that is because I mean it sounds like a guilty conscience thing again, but it's not. You have to understand, like, if you're competing with somebody and you're thinking up your enemy's strategy, he's gonna flank me. You know what I'm saying? Is that a guilty conscience? Hear me out. Hear me out. If y'all were aware, because I'm trying to get y'all to believe me. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get y'all to believe me. If y'all were aware, because what's going to end up happening if y'all don't give me the $100 and y'all don't make $1 million, you know what's going to end up happening? Y'all are going to start respecting me. You see what I'm saying? Uh, so, I mean, either way, you know what I'm saying? I'm either going to gain your respect or you're going to earn my favor. Or you can hold some idealization about me not somehow not finding the right strategy to get you to make $1 million, and you're still going to force yourself to not respect me after you find out that Robert Greene really wasn't going anywhere and you really could have made $1 million. I don't know what you're going to do. Don't know why you just don't come up and risk losing $100. Um, that's all you have to do is come up here and risk losing $100. You're going to, even if I don't ever pay you back, you're still giving $100 to somebody who's just going to fall off. But the other way around is you make $1 million. Um, but what I was going to say was, that, if Robert Greene, if y'all were aware, let me put it like that. If y'all were aware that Robert Greene has been pretending to have a stroke this entire time, and he told y'all that this stroke that I'm pretending to have uh, is to help Taylor philosophize, but it also has, like, I guess what you would call a trump card or whatever in case Taylor doesn't want to live up to my expectations. Um, But the secret in that, like I said, the secret in that is he was tricking y'all. He's been training me. He's been philosophizing me with not asserting yourself in these past months. So I mean, I'm not. What am I supposed to do? He's making noise. He's been making the same noises that he's been making when I was hurting my eyes and hurting my ears, and I haven't been hurting my eyes and hurting my ears. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, y'all haven't been seeing me hurt my eyes and hurt my ears. I mean, he wasn't making asshole noises last night, but he was making cricket chirp noises. But like I said, there's a story in Mastery. He has it written in Mastery. I forget the guy's name. I don't know. There's probably not many of y'all that have read Mastery. I don't know, except for people like the guy who just interviewed him or something. But like my friends, they probably read the 48 Laws of Power. There's not that many people that probably read Mastery. I mean, he has long books. Robert Greene has long books, but it's written in Mastery that there's a person who went to study with the monks. He was trying to reach enlightenment or something like that. And he was going to study with the monks, and it, this isn't no secret innuendo he's ever told me. This isn't him speaking to me spiritually. So you don't have to worry about me sounding crazy right now. I know that. Um, but in Mastery, there's a guy who goes to, which I don't know if it's in Tibet, India, China, somewhere. He goes and he tries to meditate with these monks, and he sees that it's so fake. They just sit there and they sit in their suits and they eat food every day, nice food, whatever, and nobody's putting any pressure on them. And he goes up and he lives in a mountain with a guy, and he lives with them. He lives in the mountain with the guy, and he I guess what you would call philosophizing. His master keeps grabbing his nose and pissing the student off, and you know what I'm saying, I got it now. You know what I'm saying? And he starts crying or whatever. I don't know if he starts crying, but he gets real mad. And he lives there for a couple of years in the cave with him, the same way me and Robert's been living in. But then at a certain point, the kid gets sick of his master. He gets tired of him and he leaves him, runs away, doesn't come back for 5 years. He gets lost and he's walking through this building, this lady's house. He doesn't even know how he arrived there. It's like he just wakes up like he was sleepwalking or something. And he's in this lady's house. And all of a sudden he gets shocked. Where am I at? And I think the lady starts screaming at him or something. And he runs out the house. And this is in Mastery. You can go read it for yourself. He runs out the house and he goes back to that cave. He goes back to the cave. What happened was there's two different instances where that kid runs away. I'm kind of getting confused here, but there's one instance where he goes back to the cave and his master starts petting him. But I want to say that was a different running away. If it's the same running away, it doesn't really matter. But whatever happened is that when this kid reached enlightenment, from the way I remember the story, if the story's wrong, I guess this story isn't going to help y'all make $1 million because I'm telling it wrong. But I was under the impression, the way I remembered the story when I read Mastery, was that kid ran away and he reached enlightenment away from his master. It was from running away from his master, getting rid of his fear of his master, that he reached enlightenment. He got lost in a lady's house. She screamed at him. He ran back to the cave, and his master was long gone. His master was dead. He could have ran away twice, and one time he went back and got petted by his master, and he got sick of his master again, ran away and came back. But that's the thing. If I keep living up to Robert's expectations, I'm never going to be able to get rid of my fear of him. You see what I'm saying? Let's let this helicopter pass. He always does that right at the nugget of information that's the most important to y'all. Always starts making noises and it makes me look crazy. If I never get rid of my fear of Robert, that's like the last fear. You have your fear of death, yeah, but I mean, that's something you do that. You don't have to go run up to the big man and cuss him out. You see what I'm saying? But that's something, I don't know how to explain that without sounding crazy, but it's just that if your master's telling you to get rid of your fear of death, I think that's how you would put it. Your master, you're living up to your expectations of your master, get rid of your fear of death. You're living up to your expectations of your master to do all this, but when are you going to get rid of your fear of your master? You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's something that you have to do before you can actually get rid of your fear of death. Maybe that's just a route that you can take. That's the route that Robert has taken me on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to start backtracking now and start believing because y'all are saying I'm going crazy. You think I'm going to start believing because y'all are saying that I'm going crazy because no one's come up and give me $100 to make $1 million? You think I'm going to start questioning myself? With all due respect, you're crazy if you think you know Robert better than me. You know what I'm saying? You're slapjack fucking tomfool. You're an idiot. I know Robert way better than y'all. That story in Mastery, when that kid ran away from his master, it does not matter how you can not cuss out a big man and get rid of your fear of death. If there's another way you can get rid of your fear of death without cussing out your master, that's not the route that me and Robert took. And if you think otherwise, if you think I'm going to start questioning myself because Robert hasn't come up and given me $100, you're crazy. But he